Today we're going to do a Pilates class on the foam roller, and it will be a combination of fascia release work, Pilates, and moving our body to become healthy and structured. So please come to the front of your foam roller and slowly lower your whole body down. So you take a moment and get everything settled down on the foam roller. And notice how much is touching and how much is not. Also, get your feet right on top of right underneath your knees. So your shin bones make two straight lines. Allow the shoulders to drop open. In fact, just for a minute, let's turn the palms up so we have even more openness in the chest. And we'll start by allowing the waist, which usually we have a natural curve in the low back. Please pull the stomach in and press that part down. Now you can get it down by tucking, but we don't want that. We want the waist area, back muscles to work. And then release. And again, press the waist in the direction of the foam roller and release. We're going to do this a few more times. Press into the foam roller and release. And again, press into the foam roller. So notice that you're really activating your core. You're activating your transverse abdominis and a little bit of the obliques and your just basically a lot of different muscle groups. There's so many muscle groups in the stomach. So we have that generic, we're using the core. Now, find that place. Check that your shoulders are relaxed. So you've activated your core bit, but now take a breath in and see where the breath goes and then breathe out. So you want the diaphragm, which is here, to be active. So let's put our hands on the sides of the ribs. And as you inhale, can you spread that area of the rib cage and breathe out? Because it's quite low. Breathe in. So this lateral breathing is very important because it will balance out the stomach and the rib cage, and it's often stuck for many of us. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. And again, put the hands down and just for a minute, turn the palms up. If you feel unsteady, hands can be down. If you're brave, hands up. From here, tighten your buttocks and release. Tighten your buttocks and release. Can you tighten your buttocks without changing shape? That's changing shape. Release. So you learn to activate the glutes. One more time. Tighten and release. Now, tuck the pelvis a little bit so you flatten out the back and tighten your buttocks. Now, push into these feet and lift straight up. Lift. And slowly roll your bottom down to the mat, looking to see if you can lower one vertebra at a time. Tighten, tuck, lift, lengthen the abdomen out, and roll down. Are your shoulders still broad? All the way to the tailbone, so you may lose it a little bit. Tighten your buttocks, tilt, roll up, pushing into the feet to make the hips really work constructively. And roll down. Keep checking your shoulders. They will tend to hike up and do all sorts of funny things. Tighten your buttocks, tilt, and roll up. And just pause at the top. Turn the palms down. Look at your own, glance with your eyes. Check your knees and your hips. Are they even? We often have very uneven structures and patterns in our bodies. Even yourself out. And now slowly roll down, roll down and release everything. Now, just to loosen up the neck, roll your head to one side. You have a lovely stretch on the side you're stretching away from. Keep your belly tight. Roll back, roll to the other side. So you're letting the neck start to stretch out. And back. As you do this, pause on this side. Now, it's the hand that you cannot see on the camera. I'm stretching it towards my foot to lengthen it, open up the shoulder and the neck. Watch that the shoulder doesn't come forward. You'll be able to see that in a minute in the camera. Stretch even further if you can. Relax the elbow and the head. Drop your head in the opposite direction. So here's the hand. Wiggle those fingers forward. So you have a deepening stretch. Watch that the shoulder hasn't hiked forward. Keep it wide. So a lot of things to think about at the same time. We're looking to get wider in every part of our body. And down. One more time. Drop the head. Roll. Wiggle those fingers further forward. And back. And other side. Drop. Roll. And back. Now lift the hands up to the ceiling. Hands are right above the shoulders. Just to loosen up the shoulders, lift the shoulders away from the floor. Let them drop down. Lift them up. Drop them down. Lift them up. Drop them down. Lift them up. Drop them down. 2 more times like this. Lifting them up. Dropping them down and lifting them up. And dropping them down. Now, lift them up again and take them as far over your head. Let the shoulders come up towards your ears if you need to. This is complete stretch. If your ribs come off, let them come off right now. Just see how much stretch you can get in your armpit area, in your side rib area, in your upper arm area. Nice long traction as though you're hanging from a rope. You're hanging from pull-up bar, but you're just letting go. You're like a rag doll that everything's being opened up. Bring the arms down by your sides. Relax your shoulders. Lift the arms up. Pull the shoulders away from the floor. Reach the arms as far away from you as you can. So this is, as I said, a stretch. We're doing this completely for the sake of stretching out and opening the tissue up. Later, bring the arms up, bring them down. Later on, you will want to organize the range of movement so it is coordinated and integrated. So up, forward, way over your head. I don't care if you don't get to the floor right now. You just reach because you need to stretch your tissue out and lengthen the fascia in order to make things work for you. And down, and one more time. Lift, stretch, and go all the way back. Nice and long. Now, fun thing, right here, stay here. Turn your head to one side, back to the middle. Turn your head to the other side, just kind of checking in. Back to the middle, one side, and back, and one side, and back, and then bring the arms down. Let the elbows drop. If you want to be super challenged, you can keep the arms straight, but all we'll do is stabilize the powerhouse, pull the waist in towards the foam roller, lift one knee up, nothing should move, and down. Other leg up, and down. So now we're just asking the trunk to be more stabilized, and down. This specific part, in fact, all these routines on a foam roller can change from day to day, your skill and dexterity, because our body does shift. It doesn't stay a complete constant. And recalibrating every day. It's like tuning a piano or tuning a violin. We do need to tune our instrument in relation to gravity. And down. Now we're going to pull one knee in, extend the leg away from you. So it's long, nothing should have changed in your core. Bend it back, put it down. Lift the leg, extend it out, bend it back, put it down. First leg up, extend it out. I'd like to invite you to have this feeling that the leg is floating in space versus being gripped and hard. So you're kind of easing the alignment into your structure. Nice and long and steady. And down. And last one, lifting, extending, back, and down. Now we're going to add to these arms. Here we go. The arms go out. Now you pull the shoulders to the waist, and you do not go to the floor. You keep your trunk steady. So now we're coming to this position. The waist should not be different. The arms are in line with the shoulders. If you can get them there, bring them back up. Take them out. Completely different priority now. We're stabilizing the arms and we're keeping them connected with our trunk. Take the arms out and back. Keep this belly nice and long and connected up and back and again. And you can probably start to feel certain muscles kicking in, because to be honest, just holding them here with gravity dragging them down and you keeping your trunk nice and balanced may be quite a job for you. And it's a good job to have. Bend the elbows sideways. So here we are. Elbows are same height as the shoulders and your hands are pointing straight up. Then let the elbows go to the floor without this. Keep your body steady, and I don't care if you don't get to the floor, because if you do this right, I'm hoping you are starting to feel a beautiful stretch across the chest, underneath the collarbones, and just below it, very top of the ribs, possibly into the armpits and the arm area. This is an area I would say most people are very, very tight. It is super hard to get to, because the moment you do this, you have released the traction into that area. And that's part of the reason why you want to arch, because you want to actually move where it's easier to move rather than where it's harder to move. So we all have to be our own policeman to a certain extent. One more time like this. Come back up. And now for stretch again. You want yourself nicely connected to the foam roller, but take the arms out and take them all the way down. The opposite hand, you can see right there. You pull them apart. Just biggest distance between the two fingers. Come back, other side, and pull them. So this hand sliding down, the other hand sliding up. Feel what is opening when you do this, when you challenge yourself. It's so good to keep spanning your own body and listening to your own music and your own story. No two people are put together the same. So we will have slightly different areas of programming or tightness or skeletal coordination. And that's why sometimes it's interesting to ask people what they experience in a group, because you'll get very, very different reactions. And it's not like one is doing it right and one is doing it wrong. It's more that it's just that we're now seeing how different we really are. But now we were going to add the stability. So the waist is into the foam roller. As much of your spine is connected. Gentle grip of the glutes, shoulders away from the ears, and now you only go, so you hover in line with your own shoulders. So now you are locking the body to be stabilized. You're keeping the joints in the sockets. you're controlling, it's more of a muscular pattern versus a fascia stretch pattern. Both are very, very important. So now nothing should be changing in the trunk, and the arms should have a nice sense of work happening. So back and forth. And now bring the hands down to the mat. Let the shoulders drop open. Keep a certain integrity in the core, but turn the hands up. The most important part is this external rotation of the arms, because now we're going to stretch again. This is the fascia stretch part. Keep the hands gliding on the floor if you can, and then slowly bring them as high up. Maybe they don't stay on the floor, maybe they do. And bring them all the way up. Beautiful stretch with the side body, and all the way down. All the way up. Reach and stretch. See if you can keep in touch with your spine being right in the middle of the foam roller. Hopefully not flopping around. Reaching around. And back. And again, reaching around. And back. And one more time like this, reaching around. And back. Now we're going to bring the arms up to a wide shape. So nice and wide. If your hands are on the floor, good for you. We're letting the body stretch. So we're looking to get length in the tissue, and then you make the elbows heavy and you bring them down. Again, a huge stretch across that top chest area that can be very tight. If you are super, 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 super tight, you can't even get to the floor, this is killing you, you can do it on the floor. Off the foam roller, lying on your back, on the floor, you'll get a massive stretch, and that's the place that's good for you. All of my work is about finding the sweet spot, that the body's ready to have the movement happen in a healthy way. And the people, you will improve the fastest by working at your own level. If you work above your level, you will slow yourself down. And I say that after many, many years of being the other kind of person myself, where I was always jumping above my level, and I messed up my physical body quite considerably. So it took old age wisdom to know that going slow means going really fast, because you get further along faster, matching your own level of ability. Now, let's bring our hands up again. Shake the hands out. And we do the same movement, but hovering off the floor. So now we are off the floor. We anchor the powerhouse, gentle contraction of the glutes, and bend the elbows. So back and forth now with stability, working the muscle structure to keep ourselves aligned. So your hands and elbows should be in line with your shoulders or a little bit in front. And try and keep the hands in line with the elbows. Hard to do. And one more time like this. And now here you are. Bring the elbows up and together and open them out. Elbows up and together, if you can, and back out. Elbows up and together and back out. Keeping the chest long and the rib cage long. One more time like this. And we're adding another fun little thing to the schedule. Here, up and back. Do not let the rib cage change shape. Now we're really, so the hands go up as far as you can. Whoa, nice stretch doing this. And again. and again, and one more time, and again. And bring the arms down. Let yourself rest for a minute, and now we're down to the oblique area. So this is called dead bug. Funny name, but anyhow, here you are. One hand and opposite knee is up. Find your balance. Extend your arm and leg out. Bring it back. Obviously, you are fighting for balance and no wobbles. It goes without saying. Check that you haven't started crunching your shoulders in order to make yourself save the day from falling off the foam roller. So no falling off foam rollers in my classes. Just joking. And back. And up. 2 more times. And up. 1 more time. Bring the hand down. Even yourself out. Pull your stomach in. Lift your right knee and left arm. Again, nice and steady. I for sure do not feel like a dead bug. But it's taking some concentration and organization. My left knee cracks, my right knee cracks every time I stretch it. This is the new cracking syndrome. One more time. Bring the feet and the hands down, and now bring your knees and feet together. Bring the feet back under the knees if they've moved away. Firm your powerhouse. Make sure you have this nice connection. So there's 2 ways. You can firm with a little bit of pushing out, or you can firm by pulling the navel in, and remember those back muscles a little bit down, especially if you have an archy back. Then both knees lift and both feet go down, and both knees lift and both feet go down, and both knees lift and both feet go down, and both knees lift and both feet go down. One more time. Both knees lift and both feet go down. Very, very good. And now from here, make sure your head is on. You can be close to the edge, and make sure your back is long, because now bring your feet back so the hip width apart. Grab your head with your hands. And from here, you will curl your head and chest up. So you're looking to lift as far as you can up, maybe to the edge of the shoulder blades, and back down again. Working the abs. And the thing to watch for is that you don't want a heavy tuck. You want to really work the abs, not the hip flexors. Again. So we're really starting to get into this ab work. If you find that you're a tucky person and you're also hypermobile in your upper back, so you can kind of lift up far, I'd invite you to look up at the ceiling. In fact, let's all of us do this. Looking up at the ceiling, feel your back in the foam roller. Now look straight up. Notice I'm going up, I'm not going forward. So it should start to really kick in the abs and the chest. So we're going to do 10 like that, straight up. This is the second one. And the third one. And the fourth one. So straight up to make sure these muscles in the front of the trunk wake up. 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we are adding the curl. So from here, you let yourself curl forward. How high can you come? And back. How high can you come? And 2. 10 of these. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. So you're curling up. The angle is that way and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. And last one, lift and down. Lift your arms up again. Bend the elbows and drop the hands back. So now we're opening. We close the chest a bit. Now we're opening. We're mobilizing the shoulders and the shoulder joint. Back and forth. Back and forth. One more time. Slide your hands down, feet come together again, and lift both legs up again. Lift the legs straight up. Bend them straight back. Put them down. Lift them up. Extend them up. Bend them back. Put them down. Lift them up. Straighten up. Bend them back. Lower down. 3 more times. Lift. Extend. And bend. And down. 2 more times. Lift. Extend. And bend. And down. And last one. Lift. Extend. And bend. And down. Open your feet hip width apart. Wrap your hands around your shoulders or sides of the ribs and just rock side to side. Just stretching out that area. Open the arms out to the side. Just expand and reach another side. And again, wrap and roll. Releasing some of that tension and tightness. Very, very good. And now come on, roll off. Come up for a minute. And from here, let's turn around so we're kneeling. So you're on your knees. Your hands are on the foam roller, and you will roll out in the direction of a child's pose. So you're stretching as far as you can. Take your head to the floor if you can get there, and then roll yourself back up to a nice straight position. Again, round. Notice how much you want to really get into the ribs, the shoulders. Pull the stomach back so you get that full articulation in the spine. Lengthen all the way out and then roll back. And lift. And again, roll. Rounding. Stretching. This third time, start to lift your head and look forward. And then roll. And back. Again, rounding. Rolling, looking to get as much articulation in the low back and spine. Lengthen all the way out. Now lift your head up and roll. And up. And one more time, rounding and rolling and extending. So we're really warming up every part of our bodies. And lifting. Now from here, lie on your belly. And you want your arms in a little bit of a diagonal by the forearms. Your head is down. Then from here, lift your head and just bend the elbows in. So you're pulling into your lats a little bit. Lengthen the arms out and drop your head down. Lift your head, bend your elbows, rolling everything in, lifting a little bit, lengthening your arms out and dropping your head down. Lift your head, bend, press your pelvis into the mat as you do this, so you ground your lower body, extend and drop, lift, roll, opening the chest, but we're not lifting high, and down. Now in this position, stay long, same position, just lift you one leg up. So I've lifted my right leg off the floor with the knee straight. Lower it down. Lift the left leg up. Lower it down. Lift the right leg up. Lower it down. Lift the left leg up. Lower it down. Lift the right leg up. Lower it down and lift the left leg up and lower it down. And from here, come back into child's pose, no foam roller, just stretch out, lengthen everything out. Roll up to a seated position and on your back with the foam roller behind the low shoulder blades. We're doing the hundreds on the foam roller. So underneath the shoulder blade, you want your feet hip width apart. And notice this, I'm scooping a little bit. You can check yourself in your own camera if you can, so that the waist is long, slight posterior tilt. You want that low back long. And here we go. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Into. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Into. Pull the shoulders away. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Into. 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Into. 5, exhale, 3, 4, 5, into, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 3, 4, 5, last one, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 3, 4, 5, lower your hips down, bring your hands to the back of your neck, lower a little bit if you've started riding up. You want to be definitely below the shoulder blades and just bend back. Let the chest open, let your head drop, let everything open very nicely. Start to feel the stretch in the stomach and the release and openness in the whole body. And then curl yourself back in. So we're doing this now just as a natural stretch. Let the chest, notice how much can you pull the ribs away from the waist. So you make space here. See where you go. This should feel lovely. It's kind of like a point of abandonment. And curl. And again, nice, open, expansive. Release. And curl. And again, opening everything out. Releasing, lengthening the stomach, opening the chest. And curl. And again, opening, releasing, expanding the chest, and curl. Last one like this, opening, expanding, releasing the chest, and curl. Now, let's have more of a lengthening pattern. So now we connect the ribs to the waist, and we have stability here. So from this position, first bring your elbows together and lengthen back. So when the elbows are together, your shoulder blades are wide So you want to keep the shoulder blades wide and now open. So you want length in the body, not release, and just a slight back bend without letting the ribs go. So it's a completely different feeling, and just bend a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left. But keep those ribs connected in, and see if you can track. Where's my neck? Where's my side body? It's almost like you're a record playing. So you're going sideways, you're not going up and down. Again. Again. Back to the center. See them go a little bit further, keeping that chest open, the back of the neck long. Let yourself go even more. And curl up. And roll yourselves up for just a minute to see what it feels like. And from here, we're going to take the foam roller around in front and replace it, our feet on the foam roller. First variation of rollback will be with the hands behind the knees. No moving the foam roller, or I'll yell at you. Now, can you create this hammock feeling where the scoop of the belly is working? Roll yourself back. Lift the back up. I'm going to move mine a little further out. It's better for my hips in my case. Rolling back. Coming up. 2 more times like this. Rolling back. Coming up. And again, rolling back. And coming up. Arms, no arms now, so you're going to roll back. So it's almost like leaning back, getting that low back to really make a C curve. Coming up, rolling back. So how far back you go is less important, that you really find that engagement in the trunk. Coming up, rolling back, coming up. 2 more times. Rolling back and up. 1 more time, rolling back like this, nice and long, and come back up. Now take the foam roller and have your legs straight. We're going to do the equivalent of the spine twist. So nice long back, heels are together, the foam roller is in front of you, your shoulders are wide, your head is lifted, and rotate to one side. Rotate to the right, and if you want, 1, 2, 3, back to the center. Other side, rotate, 1, 2, 3, back to the center. You should be feeling this in the ribs and maybe the obliques. And up, your spine is straight. So you really want to be attentive to how straight of a back you can keep. 2, 3, and lift. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Now we take the same move and we make it into a bit more of an oblique work. So back with the foam roller under your feet, back to your hammock, C curve, rotate, back, rotate. You'll notice that now the spiral is kicking into a different part of your body. Rotate. It's all good. Rotate. 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 And rotate. Very, very good. And from here, coming onto your hands and knees. Foam roller is right under your shoulders, knees are together. Keep pressing into the foam roller and really round your back. It's a wonderful place to spread your shoulders and make a lot of traction. Scoop your belly as much as you can, and then come to the other arch position. Your bottom goes up, your head goes up. See if you can look at the ceiling. Stretch your neck out. Round. And arch. Looking up. Round. And arch. And round. And arch. And round. And arch. Now take your left hand to the middle. Can you bring your right hand behind your back and square your shoulders to the foam roller? Rotate out and come back. Rotate out and come back. Rotate out and come back. Now when you come back now, start lowering even more down on the shoulder area. Rotate out and roll under. 2 more times like this. Out, under, and out, and under. Other side. Let's see if I can keep myself fully in the camera. So here we are. Your right hand comes to the middle. Left hand is behind your back. Open and center. Open, center, open, center, open, drop, lower. So big stretch on the elbow that's staying straight. Down, open, down. So we're working to the spirals of the body. And down. So important because walking and running, and most of our work is actually using spiral lines. From here, you will get your knees up on the foam roller. Nice balancing act. And on your hands and knees. So now we lift the feet up. So now it's the other side. Can you take one leg out and back, and the other leg out and back, and the first leg out and back, and the other leg out and back, and the first leg out and back, and the other leg out and back. If you need to, you can have your toes down. Let's have the toes down to begin with to be more stable. Round and back. Round and back, and this time you arch. Round and arch. Round and arch. Round and arch. And let's bring the hands a little bit closer, so knees are a little bit more under. Lift the knees and down. Lift the knees and down. As you do this, really pull your stomach in and down. Lift and down. Now a variation of elephant. Pull the stomach in, keep that round hammock in the lower back, lift, and bring your legs to straight and shift your weight back, but keep this round shape. Not a yoga down dog, a Pilates elephant. Bring your head in, then keep the round shape and lower back and straighten out. Curve, round, shift, lift, press, keeping that stomach really pulled up, scooping, bend, straight, and lift. Curve, back, curl, and straighten, bend, down, shift, and straight. Fun addition. Round, curve, roll to straight. Now this is an old traditional mat work. So you're going to keep the knees straight, walk towards the foam roller. So you can get all the way in. Press your heels down. Don't kick the foam roller like I did. Walk your feet back. And bend. Actually, let's do this. Lift the foam roller, get it out from underneath. So we're doing the same variation. Round, shift, lift. Bring your feet to straight. Walk in as far as you can with your knees straight. Walk back out. Keep the stomach lifted as you bend all the way to the floor. And arch. Again, round, shift, lift, press your heels back as you scoop your stomach up, walk your feet towards the foam roller, towards your hands. Can you get, how much close can you get? Joseph Pilates used to have people walk all the way to their hands. Bend, round, and arch. We'll do this one last time. Rounding, curving, lifting, rolling back and straightening the legs, walking the feet in, pressing the heels down if you can, but lifting the stomach up, walking back, scooping the belly as you bend, rounding as much as you can, and arching to lift up. And sit back into your heels. That was fun. Now, our next one, we will be sitting on the foam roller. So under our bottoms. This one is for the saw. Your legs are in front of you, not too wide, 45 degrees max, but you're nicely balanced on the foam roller. Let me see if I can adjust a few things here. Nobody wants a teacher without a head. So from here, let's take the hands to the side. Rotate. Reach towards your little toe 3 times, balancing on the foam roller. 2, 3. Sit up straight. Twist. Reach. 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 Sit up straight. It goes without saying you don't want your bottom to be moving on the foam roller. 3, straight, twist, reach, 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 straight, twist, reach, reach. Keep that belly scooped, straight. Last one, twist, reach, reach, and reach, and straight. Very, very good. Come on down. Foam roller right in. Hands close to your bottom. Legs are long and together. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. And lift, and down. Now pop yourself up on the foam roller. Same thing. This is going to be harder. Oh, I'm going to have to bend my knees. Lift, and down, and lift, and down, and lift, and down. One more time. and down. Come on off. And from here, let's bring the foam roller under the feet, lie back on your backs. So feet are here, the legs are together. Your stomach is long, your spine is long. If you want to have your hands turned out to get the shoulders more flat, that's fine. See if you can roll the legs out, keeping everything firm. Use your belly and back. Roll the foam roller out and back. And again, rolling out and back. Rolling out and back. 2 more times like this. Roll out, whoops, and back, and roll out and back. Now turn your feet out, bring the soles of the feet together. See if you can keep your back flat. Some of you can get your knees way down there, so use it if you've got it in you. See if you can keep your hips even. So if you have one leg, I have one leg that opens up easily, but I'm keeping it the same height as the other leg. You want even balance. We're training symmetry. Then you roll out with your legs turned out. Bring them straight. Turn them out. Roll them back. Roll them out. Turn them straight. Turn them out. Roll them back. Roll them out. Turn them straight. Roll them out. Bring them back. And last one. Roll them out. Bring them straight. Roll them out. Bring them back. Bring your feet to the floor. And hike your bottom up. So now your sacrum is on the foam roller, and then bring one knee and one knee up. So now you want this position where the sacrum is nicely hooked. You'll feel very stable, and notice that the back is slightly hammocky, you could say. So it's an easy place to feel that waist pushing towards the ground. Nice grip in the foam roller, and one foot goes down. Watch you don't do that. That's the real focus point. Did you keep that long spine so you get this hip flexor really being challenged? So for many of us, this is a challenge. Down you go. And up. And down you go. Getting that hip flexor to open. And back. Down you go. And back. Keeping that back and stomach. So the whole trunk, the whole powerhouse, the whole core is very stable, and you're really starting to create that length in those hip flexors that can become chronically unbelievably short due to sitting. My goodness, I sit so much, and I work on them every day to keep them from just getting over contracted, because it's easy to happen and not good news when you have them too short. Lift the legs up and take them apart. So you're spreading them out, keeping your pelvis nice and steady. Bring them together, bend them up, straighten them up, open them out, take them back, bend them in, lift them up, open out, take them back, bend them in, take them out, open back, and back together, and in. One last time, up, open out, bring them back, bend them in. Very nice. Going into scissors, so both legs are straight, one leg forward, one leg back, double pulse. You want a nice long feeling here, but don't make your back go all funny to get that to happen. Bring them together. Other side. Check that you're tracking with your own body dynamics, and physiology, I should say. So the legs are not overcrossing, not undercrossing. They're very even, and they're very even in relation to each other. Very often the leg that goes down goes wide, and you want it tracking with your midline. Scissor, 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 scissor. Now bend the knees into your chest for a minute and rock from side to side. Keep your sacrum long as you do this. Just, if you're falling off, just make sure you don't. Just releasing tension because our SI joint can get very kind of overworked. Make sure you're still nicely stable. Lift the legs up again. Find your core. Check that your spine is long. Hold on and lower the legs away from you without losing your trunk. Bring them up. Lower them out, holding the trunk. There should be more tension in your trunk than in the weight of your legs. The legs should not be gripping a lot. They should have more of a feeling of a float, and your whole powerhouse should be engaged. 2 more times like this. Lowering and lifting. 1 more time. Lowering and lifting. Going into bicycles. One leg goes out and as far down as you can make it go. Bring it in. Start to take the other leg out and bicycling in. So the leg that's going out, you want to keep it long as you can to get the hip flexor to open. And please don't cheat. So if you are tight, don't arch your back to make it appear like more is happening than is happening. Just trust the process and be conscientious. And reach and reach. Very good. Again, bend the knees in and going side to side. And from here, let's do a figure 4 stretch, even on the foam roller. So the knee is up, you press it, and then you bring the legs in. So hopefully you're getting a nice stretch in your hip. Oh, so good. Other side. Bend it in, press the knee out, and bring it as far in as you can. This side is a different side. Sometimes we have 2 different parts of our body that are completely different. Love all of them. They're you. Oh, this feels so good, even though it's a much stiffer side. Such a good stretch. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And one more time, evening out. And lower the legs. Actually roll off, and our next one is like a single leg kicks. It's not like, it is single leg kicks. Your thighs just above the knees. Walk yourself forward and lift your stomach up. So the whole thing is that you're lifted nicely and you're holding your buttocks and your hips and your waist steady, and one foot comes in, kick, 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 kick. Watch that the hips are in a steady position. This is kind of a moment of truth for a lot of people. Kick, 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 and kick, kick. Very good. Now you can have your toes down if it helps, or you can have your toes long, and we're going to keep them down to get my core more active. And you want to work into your shoulder blades and anterior serratus push-ups. Notice you do not want to round your rib cage. You want to keep the spine long. So nice, steady, up and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. Squeeze, and lift, and squeeze, and lift. And from here, come back, and let's lie on our stomachs now for a nice big swan dive. Everybody at their own level. So the foam roller is just below your elbows, head is down. Hips are pressing strongly into the ground. Lift your head, spread your shoulder blades, and lift up as high as you can. I don't have a very flexible back, so I don't go very far. And lower back down. Some of you will be soaring to the heavens. Lift, roll up, stretch your elbow, stretch your stomach, I am cheating a little bit by bending my elbows because it helps my back move more. Lift and long lift, long spine, long openness, and back. Again, lifting, 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 and back. And one more time. Lifting, 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 and rolling out. Now, this has got no foam roller connected to it. But because we prepared our bodies so nicely, we're going to go into the wheel position, the bow pose I meant. And so we want to press the hip bone and pubic bone down. Remember those hip flexors we're working on to open. Bend back and grab your ankles or your toes. And first of all, just push your feet in. So you have a bit of a quad stretch. It's good for everybody to stretch these quads out. They're over dominant in our culture. Now, lift your knees up. So you start pulling your feet back and opening the shoulders. The shoulder blades will pinch. Lift the thighs up, and some of you will fly up to the ceiling, and some of you will just get the knees off the floor. Come back down. 2 more times like this. Squeeze your shoulder blades, press your hips into the ground, pull back with the feet, lift the thighs as high as they will go, and come back down. 1 more time. Press your feet away, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift the thighs up and rise up as high as you can, and come back down. From here, sit back into your heels and stretch your back out again, releasing everything, child's pose. Come up to an upright position and come to a cross-legged position, sideways to the foam roller. So you're sitting right on your side, nice side. Foam roller is nicely to your side, and you're going to do a little mermaid. Out you go, and back. Lift, out you go, and back. And again, stretching out, and back. 2 more times like this, stretching out, and back. And last one, stretching out, and back. Other side. The hands are to the side. Long back. Here we go. And out. And back. And out. And back. Lift and stretch. And back. Lift and stretch. And back. Last one. lift and stretch, and back, and bringing the foam roller in front, still cross-legged, rolling out, rolling back, rolling out, rolling back, rolling out, rolling back, and last one, rolling out and rolling back. And now to finish, you want to just do a rolling like a ball, no foam roller, no anything, just nice, easy, loose. We will do 2 variations. The first one, hold behind your knees, because we're going to reach our feet behind us over our heads. So from here, you roll back and you take your feet to the floor if they get to you. And back. And roll back and reach. The higher you get on your shoulders, the easier it is. So we're just getting the whole body nicely stretched. And back. 2 more times like this. Just go for it like a little kid. And back. Sometimes we just have to let go of all the technique in our body and just have fun with it. And now a little bit tighter, holding your right by the ankles as tight as you can. Here we go. Roll back, roll up. If you want to be strict, you keep your feet right by your bottom. If you don't want to be strict, it's okay. Roll. I'm more interested in you getting the roll on the spinal column, which is the underlying purpose, than all the other parts. You've got 1 roll to go. This is your chance. And rolling back up. I love rolling on my spine. It makes my back feel so good. Such good therapy for everybody, especially as we get older. Really, really important. And with those pearls of wisdom, I will leave you to have a fantastic day. I hope you had a great workout.